What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with the eternal Nintendo Switch Pro topic, but this time we have a lot more movement from what Nintendo has said than we've ever gotten before, because it seems like 2021 can be the year based off of the rumors that we've already had, and also even based off of what Shuntaro Furukawa had to say himself, the president of Nintendo. So these rumors have been going on for a while now. They originally started with a Nintendo Switch Portable and a Nintendo Switch Strong. That's essentially what it was, a more powerful one and then a portable one. And we got the first half of that. We got the portable one, which was great. People really liked the Switch Lite and everything. But what about the second half of the original rumor with the stronger system? Well, in Nintendo's financial call today, it definitely seems like that could be coming, because President Shuntaro Furukawa said that the company isn't planning on having any type of announcement anytime soon. And he pointed to the Nintendo Switch Mario Edition, the Monster Hunter Nintendo Switch. Those all look fantastic, and how Nintendo's focusing on those. Now, while we might not have anything right now at this point, that doesn't completely close the door on 2021, and here's why. So Bloomberg reporter Takahashi Mochizuki pointed out how Furukawa said last year that Nintendo wasn't planning on releasing a new model in 2020, whereas this time he simply just said anytime soon. So when you say something like, oh, we're not going to release it anytime soon, or an announcement anytime soon, that obviously means that it's a thing, that there is something going on, since there's not going to be an announcement anytime soon. And the previous year he said nothing in 2020, so that establishes that there's a thing. And now with this one, this establishes, hey, it could be this year, because anytime soon, that is subjective. That is up to anyone's opinion. In his thoughts, soon could mean like a month or 2 months or 3 months. That would be something soon. Whereas for other people, soon might be different. But for him, he's probably thinking, hey, second half of the year, that's not lying if I say anytime soon, because heck, it was 6, 7, 8 months from now at this point. Here's what I think Nintendo's doing. Nintendo's obviously finalizing what they're going to do, and they can't talk about this thing because it can cannibalize the sales of the current Switch on the market. So there's no way that Nintendo's going to say, even if they have a launch date and they have a price and they have everything they want to do with the system, which they probably do with all of that, they can't say anything about it because they're still selling the current Switch model. This is something Nintendo's been doing for quite some time. They don't announce these revisions or these new things well in advance because they do not want to cannibalize the sales of the current product on the market. It's the same thing with lots of other platforms that have come out with revisions or other things like that. So I personally feel that Nintendo will have a new revision in 2021. I don't think it's going to be something insane when it comes to power. It's not going to get you like a PlayStation 5 or anything like that, but will it be something that is substantial enough to see some nice differences in some of the games that you have? Absolutely. I think they're going to upgrade things just a bit. I just feel that Nintendo has had a lot of time to think about something like this, and also to help out with extending what the Switch already has, keep the momentum going, and of course get extra money from people who do want that next little bump up. It worked wonders for them with the new Nintendo 3DS, so I don't see why they couldn't do something very similar here. And based off of what he had to say here, that definitely leaves the door wide open for a 2021 release. Now, the one thing that I think could happen is that something happens with the system, there's some issues, and they just can't get it out this year. Maybe it's a 2022 thing, but I'm guessing based on what he said here for the past year plus now, it's looking like it's going to be 2021, but we still have to wait and see on it. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think a Nintendo Switch Pro is coming this year? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. It seems like Nintendo is replacing a very old online infrastructure with the Nintendo Switch, which could improve things over the course of time when it comes to Nintendo's online systems and infrastructure and play. Not going to be a miracle thing here, guys, and I don't want to get you guys all crazy and excited and hyped up for that, but it definitely seems like over the course of time, we could be getting some pretty cool additions to the Nintendo Switch when it comes to what they do in the online space. Now, I'm going to read the original topic here, guys, and then we'll go over the update because this is multi-layered here. Shout out to Nintendo Everything for the article. So here was the original topic, and then we'll get into the update. Since the Wii U and 3DS days, Nintendo has been using something called NEX for its multiplayer server system. Almost all games have been tied to it for online functionality. Now though, the company is looking to make a major change. We're hearing reports that Nintendo is shifting from NEX to a different system, NPLN. Now, Monster Hunter Rise is apparently the very first title to make use of it public. According to Twitter user ThomasNet_MC, NPLN is in a preview phase at the moment, and the Monster Hunter demo allowed Nintendo to see how it performed under load. Now, Twitter user Oatmeal Dome, who is a very noted data miner, stated that NEX is at least 18 years old by now, so it's dated. You might be surprised to hear that the Splatoon 2 version has an unused function to check to see if it's running on Windows 98, which sent Twitter into an absolute frenzy and saying, oh my gosh, look at this, Windows 9, that's how old it is, we're playing on DOS or something like that, which was absolutely hilarious. Now, Oatmeal Dome, once again, he does data mining, he kind of knows little technical tidbits here and there, but he also had this to say, saying that the shift in the server system isn't likely to provide better online, at least immediately. Nintendo will instead look to make a seamless transition, and the company can then add new things to make improvements to existing features. So it's not going to be, okay, this is out, all of a sudden you get everything that you want, which I'm glad that he said that, because some people are thinking now that, oh my gosh, this means that everything is going to be fixed and better, and it's not, because at the end of the day, you still rely upon people's internet connections. You can have lag in any game on anywhere for the most part if somebody has a bad connection. On top of that, there's a lot of talk about dedicated servers and that type of stuff, which is once again silly because dedicated servers aren't used for the majority of games. It does not make sense. It's peer-to-peer. They just have a server that's just sitting there. It matches you up, that it beams you guys over to the game, and then it's based on you guys' connection. So once again, people are saying, well, dedicated servers, it's certain. No, it's not that, guys, okay? Not that. So let's go ahead and get to this update here too, okay? So we now have further clarification on the multiplayer system thanks to Dan. NEX is about 20 years old, though Nintendo itself has been using it for about 10 years. The tech, which was created by Quasile, which I probably said that wrong, was called Rendez Volus. Ubisoft bought them out in 2010, and then Nintendo then licensed it and renamed it to NEX soon after. So they hadn't been using it for 20 years, they'd essentially been using it for about 10 years from when they licensed it. So a little bit of a, okay, so they weren't using it for 20 years, but they just licensed it out, but it's pretty old at this point, and I think that with this update, we could see some changes over the time. Now, I do want to mention one thing here too. You can tell that this is probably accurate with this report, because remember what happened with Monster Hunter Rise when people tried to play the game online? There was like stuttering based on how many friends you have on your friends list. That is definitely an infrastructure server type of thing that messes up the calculations to where it caused problems within the game and that you would need to test things out. So this might have been a beta test for certain things at the same time as a demo to let people kind of play things out. So I'm glad that Nintendo did test it with the game like Monster Hunter Rise, and it seems like they're gonna get things figured out. Capcom also stated that, hey, the final game's not going to be like that. So once again, it definitely seems like they were testing things out, and it makes sense. It makes complete sense, because I don't recall any other game that I can think of on the Nintendo Switch that ever had a bug with the friends list in terms of how many friends you have and if the game stutters or performance issues with that. So yeah, it looks like they were testing things out with the new online structure and everything. So what are you guys' thoughts on this overall? I think this is good. I think eventually we could start seeing better online play, some more features being added in to see what Nintendo wants to do. So hopefully they do that. I think maybe not this generation or maybe at the very end, but next generation for sure, we should start seeing some more inline modern features, or at least I would hope so. But we'll have to wait and see for it. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here. This is something that I ranted on before during the stream, and I think that it's something that I need to talk about again. I'm not gonna rant like I did on my live stream. If you caught it, you can watch it. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch on the OJ live section. But Google has now stated that they will be closing down all of their first-party development studios. All of their first-party development studios, the Stadia games and entertainment platform, closing that down. Pretty much it was just like one studio that was working on things, but they had like over 100 developers. So Google will shut down its Stadia games and entertainment studios and no longer invest in internal exclusive content beyond any near-term planned titles, the company announced. Stadia Games and Entertainment boss Jade Raymond has left Google to pursue other opportunities, and Google will help the studio staff find new roles and support them. With Stadia Games and Entertainment winding down, Google will shift its focus to building upon Stadia's technology for industry partners and deepening its business partnerships. Yikeroos. Quote, in 2021, we're expanding our efforts to help game developers and publishers take advantage of our platform technology and deliver games directly to their players. Stadia Vice President and General Manager Phil Harrison said in a statement, we see an important opportunity to work with partners seeking a gaming solution all built on Stadia's technical infrastructure and platform tools. We believe this is the best path to building Stadia into a long-term sustainable business that helps grow the industry. Now, current and future Stadia users will be able to continue playing games on Stadia, and new titles from third-party publishers will continue to arrive on the platform. Harrison added, quote, we committed to a future of cloud gaming and will continue to do our part to drive this industry forward. Our goal remains focused on creating the best possible platform for gamers, technology for our partners, bringing these experiences to life for people everywhere. This is a corporate sham statement. The best possible platform for gamers. This is not the best possible platform for gamers. Having no local backups of your games is not the best possible platform for gamers. Having all cloud-based is not the best possible thing for gamers. Having the games being priced at $60 or full price with just cloud and not any type of physical or real digital download is not the best possible thing for gamers. You getting rid of your first party studios where you promised there would be magical and great experiences, prodding out multi-million YouTubers out there to tell people how awesome it was. No, that is not the best possible thing for gamers. This is a fraud type of business when it comes down to it. This company is fraudulent when it comes to video gaming and what they want for gamers, and I would not trust them with anything, especially a guy like Phil Harrison, who continuously launches products that just not do well. This guy has been at the head of some of the worst product launches when it comes down to it. I'll have a list for you guys. Shout out to my man Direct Feed Games that highlighted this on Twitter. So I'm not going to sit here and have any faith in Google Stadia or any faith in what they're doing, because they were promising with all these development hires, and Jade Raymond, she worked on Assassin's Creed and she's been around and done all sorts of stuff, that there was going to be some amazing experiences, and we've gotten essentially nothing from them. Really nothing at all from Google Stadia. It has been a disaster when it comes to this platform. Why would you even spend any time or money on this? In terms of cloud gaming, you have xCloud, you have other things that you can do that's just far better than what they're offering here. And like I stated, like, you have to buy these games unless you're like the pro version. Like, they were literally giving this away. Okay, they're literally giving this away. This is not a platform that's providing the best for gamers. And I think that it's only going to be a matter of time now where Stadia itself just basically stops doing what they're doing and just only offers like just a cloud-based type of thing, and they're not even really adding that many games. Maybe there's just like a legacy lineup of certain games and everything, because the only reason why this thing is still around, because people aren't subscribing to this. The only reason why is because developers don't mind it, because it's just a cloud version of the game. They don't actually have to develop for or different types of architecture. It's just cloud, and developers want to move over to cloud anyway one of these days. So that's the only reason why this thing is around. But based off of what this game or what this service is probably doing in monthly revenue, it probably shouldn't even be around anymore. And knowing Google, they always start things, then drop things. So who knows how much longer this is even going to be around. But what he said about deepening its business partnerships and stuff like that, it sounds like they're just going to go into some other type of business and branch off of Stadia because they don't have first-party games. That means they don't have confidence in selling this as a platform for gamers. You need first-party games, or you need a lot of content that gamers are interested in, like Steam doesn't really have a lot of first-party content, right, with Valve, but they have a lot of content and a dedicated infrastructure where you download the game and everything, and with a bunch of tools built in. You need something like that. Stadia is not it. There's no reason for people to get this. They'd rather just use something else. So that's my opinion on this, guys. They're fraudulent. This whole Google Stadia was fraudulent from the beginning, in my opinion, and I've been saying that, and I'm not going to stop saying it because that's just how I feel about this company overall in terms of what they're doing with Stadia. What are you guys' thoughts on this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.